Did you know Kellogg's Corn Flakes were designed to lower testosterone? No joke. Dr. John Harvey Kellogg, a 19th century physician, believed sexual desire was dangerous. He pushed a bland, carb-heavy diet to suppress libido, especially in men. So now, fast forward to today, testosterone levels are plummeting. Research shows that men's testosterone has dropped 1% per year since the 1980s. That means the average man today has significantly less testosterone than his grandfather did at the same age. But why? And more importantly, what can we do about it? Hey guys, welcome back to Wisdom of Ages. Today we're diving into a topic that is so important to me because it's all about one of my absolute favorite hormones, testosterone. So I'm telling you this, hormones impacts our lives in a way you can't even imagine, right? It makes or breaks you. It's that powerful. It shapes who you are right now and determines who you'll become tomorrow. It drives everything from your motivation to your energy to your confidence and even how much you get done in a day. But here's the thing, guys. When testosterone is optimized, it can be an absolute game changer. Okay? Success stories from patients are incredible. So stories of people getting their life back after they got their testosterone levels in check. Entrepreneurs found their focus and drive. Athletes reached their peak of their performance. Companies have been built, thoughts and ideas have been created and put into play. The transformation is nothing short of amazing. It's that big of a deal. Seriously. This is one of those things that is truly a life-altering change. It can make the difference between feeling stuck and feeling unstoppable. So if you're ready to learn how testosterone can change your life, stay tuned because I'm loving this conversation and you don't want to miss it. Let's jump right in. All right, so what is testosterone and why does it matter? Testosterone is often thought of as a male hormone. And it's true that most of the research has focused on men, unfortunately. However, women have testosterone too, and it's just as crucial for women's health as it is for men's. In fact, women actually have more testosterone in their bodies than estrogen, although they have significantly less of it than men, about a tenth of what men have. So the research on women and testosterone is still catching up, but it's slowly starting to come out, thankfully, showing just how vital it is for women's energy, metabolism, mood, and overall well-being. So both men and women, listen up. This is something you need to know. Some of the signs if you have low testosterone: fatigue, low energy, loss of muscle mass and strength, increased body fat, low libido and erectile dysfunction, mood swings, depression, brain fog, poor recovery from exercise. It can go on and on. You know, if you take a look around, you're going to find that individual with obesity. If they're a male, maybe you'll find some man boobs, walking around without much confidence, lower energy, maybe even a touch of feminism. And most likely that individual has low fertility. That's what our population is turning into today. How likely is it that you look around and you see a really fit and healthy person? You don't see it too often, unfortunately. And so this is the picture, okay, that I'm trying to put in your mind, what low testosterone can look like. Now, women, same thing. Fatigue and brain fog, loss of muscle tone, decreased libido and sexual satisfaction, weight gain, especially around the midsection, anxiety, mood swings, poor sleep. And here's something people don't know. Low testosterone can even cause dry eyes. So that's interesting. If you have dry eye, low tear production, this could become because of low T. So there are these things that we can do to help naturally increase testosterone and simply make us feel better, right? But it's not exactly easy to do these things. And even when we are doing all of the things, we're checking all of the boxes, we can still come up short and need some help, which is where testosterone replacement comes in. I love it, right? I think it's phenomenal and well worth it. It will make you feel better. So right off the bat, how do we know that we have low T? Aside from these symptoms that we talked about, It's simply getting a lab test. It's a blood draw. The lab spits out a number, and here you go. You have your number. You know where you stand. So it's simple. I suggest everyone knows where they stand with all of their labs. That's what I'm all about, right? One of the biggest medical failures is how testosterone is measured, though. So about lab reference ranges, the general population, healthy or not, and this goes for all reference ranges, it's not just for testosterone, so things like your hemoglobin, hematocrit, etc. So the labs take a population, healthy or not, so our reference ranges are being made of average sick Joe across the street and also sexy Sally, but that's not very helpful, right? Because they take the central 95% and that's what they say is normal, and then the low 2.5% is not normal, and the high 2.5% is too high, not normal either. So we don't want that, right? We want to have lab reference ranges of the top elite in our country, and we want to meet those expectations. We don't want to be average Joe who is super sick and about to croak. We don't want to be in that level and be considered normal. So honestly, haven't come across many men or women with truly optimized testosterone levels. Of course, most of the people coming to me are experiencing symptoms, so it makes sense that their levels need attention. But I also have plenty of healthy individuals coming to me looking to take their health to the next level and to become even more optimized. And I fully encourage that, right? So testosterone optimization isn't just for those with symptoms. It's for anyone who wants to thrive at their fullest potential. So let's talk about these labs. You have a total testosterone, which is an overall amount in the blood. You have a free testosterone available to the body. It's not bound up. And you have something called sex hormone binding globulin, which is what binds up your testosterone. Typical numbers, like a total testosterone for a male, we want to be 800, 900 to 1200 high, like that. And then you have a free testosterone, which is about 100 to 200. That's kind of what you're aiming for. Women, a little bit different. Remember, we are a tenth of males in terms of testosterone. So we want to be our total testosterone at least a 50. Like, we don't want to be under that to reap some of these health benefits, but ideally 100 to 200, and then our free testosterone. And we don't want to get too tied up in the total testosterone, because what really matters is that free testosterone. That is what's unbound and available for the body to use. So a woman's free testosterone, we're looking for 3 to 7, maybe even 10. We also go by symptoms, right? So it's not just numbers on the lab. We strive for these optimal numbers, because that's where we know, most people feel good and great if you're at this level, and that's where you should be. So why are we seeing this massive decline? It's not just aging, it's our environment, it's our diet, and our modern lifestyle. Our society is filled with it, and it's hard to actually avoid these things. We have to be truly intentional about our everyday life to help subtract these toxins from our body. We don't want to be the ultimate filter, as I've talked about before, right? Our liver and our renal system can only handle so much. We need to try to not put the stuff in the body. That way the body has a chance to actually work. So what are these environmental factors? 1, plastics and endocrine disruptors, which are BPA and phthalates. BPA is like the hard plastics like water bottles. Phthalates are things to make chemical or plastic soft, like vinyl, food containers, things like that. Pesticides in our food interfere with hormone balance, like glyphosate. Right? You need to be eating organic. Ultra-processed foods and low-fat diets, they strip the body of the essential building blocks for testosterone. Chronic stress and poor sleep. This drives up cortisol, which directly lowers testosterone. Obesity and insulin resistance. This is a vicious cycle of low T. And medications. Things like statins, SSRIs can lower T levels even more. So back to the Kellogg story, our food system was hijacked, right? Dr. John Kellogg wasn't just pushing cereal, he had an agenda. He was part of the Men of War movement, which aimed to reduce male aggression and sexuality. He believed testosterone was dangerous, so he promoted diets designed to weaken men. And today, we still see the effects. Processed foods packed with refined carbs, seed oils, and soy are designed to keep us weak, passive, and tired. Truly. But here's the truth. Food can suppress testosterone, but it can also restore it. So what can we do to improve testosterone naturally? Avoid all the crap that I just talked about. And we need to eat like our ancestors ate, right? We need to eat grass-fed meat, pastured eggs, wild-caught fish, etc. We need to ditch the ultra-processed junk. The refined carbs, seed oils, additives, they just destroy the hormones. We need to lift heavy weights. Resistance training is one of the most powerful ways to boost testosterone. And we need to get sunlight and quality sleep, especially that morning sunlight. It helps regulate hormones naturally. Lastly, reduce plastics and toxins. Avoid the BPAs, the phthalates, the pesticides whenever possible. The body wants to thrive, guys. It just needs the right fuel. And if we do these simple, basic steps, we can get well on our way. So let's talk about safety. Back in 1941, Dr. Charles Huggins conducted a study that linked testosterone to prostate cancer. His research led to fear-based guidelines and even castrations for men with prostate concerns. So here's what no one tells you. His study was based on just 3 men. Modern research debunks this myth. Testosterone does not cause prostate cancer. Another doctor, Abraham Morgentaler, exposed this mistake, showing that low testosterone is actually more dangerous. This single flawed study misled the medical community for decades, denying millions of men, husbands, fathers, and brothers a therapy that could have transformed their lives, and tragically, it even led to unnecessary castrations. The impact of this study is staggering, especially when you realize it was conducted on just 3 men, and 2 of them didn't even qualify due to issues that they had. In reality, only 1 man was studied. To make it even more shocking, the study only lasted 18 days. Yet this is the study that fueled the myth that testosterone therapy causes cardiovascular events, prostate cancer, which is just astonishing when you look at the facts. Now, back this up with the Traverse trial, more recent data, plus thousands of more studies on testosterone. Like I said before, it's very heavily studied, just more heavily studied in men, unfortunately, than women, but we are making progress. We're getting there. We know women need this too. So TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, is now one of the most researched and effective and safe treatments available. So there's forms of TRT. You have injections, you have creams, you have pellets, you have troches, are like lozenges, right? So the benefits of this, you have more muscle, less fat, better brain function and memory, stronger bones, improved mood, better heart health. So as testosterone is essential to thrive for life. This isn't just about numbers on a lab test. It's about how you feel and function every single day. Testosterone affects your energy, your relationships, your work performance, and your quality of life. Low testosterone isn't just part of aging. It's a fixable problem. And if you have symptoms and get tested, who knows? And you really want to be with someone that knows how to optimize your hormones appropriately, someone that has studied this in the past. Coming from someone who has personally experienced brain fog and knows what it feels like to be at rock bottom emotionally, I can truly empathize. I may not have been in a place of suicidal thoughts, but I've definitely been through some dark times. One of the reasons I got into HRT and functional medicine is because of my own journey. I've learned so much through my own struggles, and I felt compelled to share that knowledge and be a direct path of help for others who are going through similar challenges. That's how Wisdom of Ages was born. So I am here for you. You're not alone. If you're struggling, just reach out, head to my website, book a consultation, and if you're unsure of what to book, where to start, book a discovery call. That's under the Not Sure What to Book tab. We have a choice. We can accept declining testosterone amongst other hormones, brain fog, weight gain, fatigue as just getting older. And when I say older, this can happen, guys, in your early 30s. Or we can take action. And of course, there are other hormones that play a crucial role in how we're feeling. When I test hormones, I test them all. We want the full picture to optimize you completely. I see some OBGYNs placing women on estrogen only, and I know that's not correct, and it's half treating the individual and actually doing them a disservice. So know who is treating you and what background they have in HRT specifically. But so in closing, testosterone is life-changing, guys. Don't let outdated medicine, bad science, or a broken food system steal your vitality. Get educated, get tested, and start thriving. Thank you so much for listening. I love that you hang in there with me. I'm just trying to help, and follow my website if I appreciate you a lot. Take care. Bye-bye.